Hey everyone, it's Brett from Misfit Media, and I'm sitting here with Adrian Ramirez, the CEO of Red Cork Bistro. Adrian owns a restaurant based in Mukilteo, Washington, and he's had some really unique strategies he's implemented during COVID-19. One of which is a date night. He's been able to get really awesome value for his customers that makes sense for his restaurant as well. And so, without further ado, let's just kind of dive right in. Adrian, how's everything been going? How you guys been holding up? Um,
Well, I tell you, it's been very, very interesting. Crazy time, but things have been going okay. I mean, we're coming up with creative ways on serving our guests. Yeah, this date night thing is something that I was flipping through Instagram and I saw some other restaurant doing it. I'm like, God, that's a great idea. It was a dinner for two type thing. And we have a lot of couples that come in here. And I said, let's do a date night and let's give some great value to our guests. So I'm not really looking at it as cheap, right? We don't want to
yeah.
go cheap. We want to give value. I said, let's do some drinks and let's do a 3-course meal. And next thing you know, I mean, we already have 4 or 5 sold for this weekend. But we've been
Nice.
selling out of this special, and we're doing different themes. So we've started doing different themes to get people thinking outside of just COVID-19 and just being at home. This weekend we're doing kind of a tropical theme, and it's rainy right now over here in Washington, and so my message is going to be just pretend you're in the rainforest.
Oh my God, I love that. Wait, so you're saying these date night packages on this fixed menu, they change per week essentially?
Yeah, we're
Oh
changing them
wow.
per week. Yeah, we've been changing them per week. So it's been really fun for the team and fun for our guests.
Wait, that's fantastic. So every single week you have a new theme, and are you coming up with them on the fly, or do you have like a fixed schedule that you've already planned out, or how's
You
it
know,
work for you guys?
it's working based off of what our providers have. Our purveyors. I'm working closely with our meat purveyor and
Yep.
talking to him. Hey, what is it that you have right now? And he tells me, he got a great buy on some fillets. So we did fillets last week. He has some flat irons and other things. And so we're working with
Wow.
our purveyors on what they have, and they're cutting us a deal, and so therefore we're able to provide value to our guests.
I love it. Wow. So you guys are really just utilizing what options do we have available? What can our vendors give us at a discount? And then how can we turn that into some cool creative date night for our customers, right?
Exactly. Also, we
Wow.
are also looking, what do we have readily on hand? What kind of alcohol have we been sitting on? Right. We're using it as a great opportunity to um, to use up all of this alcohol that we've had
Yep.
sitting around. I mean, it's just sitting here, and if you can even get your money back on it, not maybe not make money, but get your money back from it. That's a win. That's a win.
That's huge. So I know you said you have the Hawaiian themed one coming up this weekend. Love that you're
Yeah.
going for that rainforest kind of feel. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
You
um,
got to spin it.
what was the first one you guys did that did so well that made you
We
feel like
did.
this is what we have to do?
Yeah, we ended up again. We talked with our meat purveyor, and he had New York strip loin. So what we did was we made little roasts. We
Hmm.
bought about 50 pounds of New York strip loin, and we cut those into about 1.5 pound little roast. And I said, hey, we're doing a little roast, and we sold we sold through 50 pounds like if it was nothing at
Wow.
$45 a pop. And
Wow.
again, it wasn't about making the food cheap. It was about adding value. We coupled that with some wine that we had here that was decent little wine, but it was bottles of wine. We had about 15 bottles of wine that were just sitting here,
Yep.
um, that we don't on our menu. We use them for catering, but obviously that's all of our catering has been canceled. So I said, hey, let's give value to our guests. And so they're walking out of here with a dinner for two, a bottle of wine and dessert, and they're happy as can be. And that
Wow.
night we did about 2,000 in revenue, and I mean that was a
Wow.
standard day for us. And so we've really found some good success on um, combining things, combining drinks. Our last date night was we did mojitos.
Yeah.
We did mojitos, and we did a fillet, and it was like I said, we sold out of about 40 pounds of fillet
Yeah.
in 2 days. It was great.
This is amazing. And Adrian, I will say, props to you guys for coming up with this. I mean, we've, as an agency that serves restaurants in 3 different countries right now. I mean, I've heard about pretty much every strategy you can imagine. You're the first that's brought up a date night concept idea. How did you come up with this idea initially? What
Yeah.
what led you guys to want to do this?
So like I said, I was flipping through and looking at it, and really, I mean, the necessity to sell food. I mean, the necessity to make some
Yeah.
money.
I mean, I know you've looked at your third-party vendors and you're trying to
Yeah.
figure out the best value, but just the idea of a date night with themes is just, I mean, that's just cool.
Yeah, just brainstorming with the team, and just how can we elevate this? How can we make it fun for our guests? For
Yeah.
me in particular, our restaurant, I really push that we if the better moment, the better um the the better
Better the experience, maybe.
experience. Thank you. Yes, the
Yeah.
better the experience that the guest has here, we gotta concentrate on making a great experience. And if you
Yeah.
can do that, they'll come back. They'll continue to come back. Obviously the
Yeah.
food has to be there, and the service has to be there. But if you have that great experience, and that's kind of the catalyst of, hey, let's start making them theme nights so that it doesn't get boring for them, so
Yeah.
that it's not just, oh, it's another steak or it's another thing. Oh, hey, it's a tropical theme, and we're going to do a barbecue theme, and we're going to do different things, so
I
that
love it.
it gets them out of their same old comfort zone. And people around here, I can tell you, we've heard a lot. People around here are tired of cooking for themselves.
Yeah.
I want to eat something different. And so if we can make it that much easier by making it exciting for them to choose us, it's a no-brainer then.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think what you said about the customer experience, right? I mean, so many customers I know go to your restaurant based off the experience you guys provide them, and many other restaurants alike, right? Obviously,
Sure.
and I think a lot of restaurants I've spoken to personally, they said we just, the problem is people come for the experience, but we can't give them that experience now. And I think you've just proven, yes, you can,
Yes, you can.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's oftentimes I feel like just like a mental mind shift that they have to make, right? And they don't. It's like it's just the mindset behind it. You obviously clearly came up with this on the fly, super creative, super innovative. Sounds like your customers are obviously loving it, which is
Yeah.
fantastic. Talk to us about, like, marketing wise, how have you gotten the message out about these special, amazing offers that you guys are having?
Well, well, it just so happened that right before COVID-19, we signed a contract with you, and as we talked a little bit, I was like, God, was this the good time to spend some money on marketing? And it really has been key to us getting our message out to the community. Our campaigns
Yep.
have been within 2.5 miles. I'm a firm believer in concentrating the restaurant, and although I'd love to make it a 10-mile radius, I'm a firm believer in the people that support us are going to be the people that can come back to us, that it's not very far from their homes. And so our list, so just to give you an example, we've been with you guys for about a month and a half maybe,
Mhm.
and we had 40 people, we had 40 emails, and now we have over 320 emails.
Yeah.
So that has been huge, getting being able to partner with you guys and say, hey, send this email out, and to know it's going to the 40 people that we've already had, but 300 others that are not very far from here, or that spend their time here,
Yeah.
knowing that they're within 2.5 miles, is key, is crucial. It
Yeah.
makes it very easy for them to come to this restaurant.
Yeah.
It's not somebody that's 10 miles away. Oh, I went and ate there one time, and they're doing this cool special, but I don't want to drive all the way there. I mean,
Totally.
I think that with having great value has been key to getting return
Yeah,
business, because it is return business. I mean, we have now people excited. What are you going to do next week? And what are you going to do?
that's so cool.
We already want to sign up and count us in. I mean, I've heard that dozens of times. So
I
that
mean,
has been,
well, because think about it. I mean, everyone is used to maybe going out on the weekends, being excited for a Friday. Now,
absolutely.
what do they have to look forward to? You need to give them that thing to look forward to, and it sounds like you guys can be that event, that night.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely. You're absolutely correct. And the people are not looking forward to anything because they're just at home, and
yeah,
you have to give them something to look forward to.
absolutely. No, and I think specifically also for you guys, I mean, you are able to create a new experience but have the customer come back to the same restaurant, obviously, right? And
Exactly.
that's so cool. Why not? Other thing I think that's so cool about this is obviously, I'm sure you guys have noticed that a lot of restaurants have decided to just shut their doors until COVID is over. But obviously you've taken initiative of saying, no, we're not going to shut our doors. Actually, we're going to be innovative and see what we can do during this time. Have you noticed a kind of shift in the competition level? Is it feel like a little less competition for you guys right now as of now, or have you not felt that quite yet?
Definitely in our community, a lot of restaurants have shut down.
Hmm.
Um, I believe we had a little bit of an advantage because we do catering as well out of here, so we were used to already packaging stuff.
Got it.
But definitely, I think we've seen up because restaurants have given up, or they've shut the doors until this is over, and I'm just not that type of person to give up, and this is my source of income, so I need to make it work. That's
Yeah,
another good reason
a
to
hundred
keep the
percent.
doors open. Yeah, yeah,
No, but I love what you're saying about not giving up. I mean, the reason I was so excited to do this podcast with you is because you are the definition of not giving up. I mean, this is a completely new strategy. Obviously,
yeah.
we've all entered uncharted waters. We're all new to this. We're all experiencing the same thing, but it's the difference between your mindset about the situation versus so many others. And I think so many other people can learn from you about this experience. I mean, it's like a matter of, hey, this has happened to everyone. It's
Yep.
a matter of how you approach it now. You have some people that said this is the worst thing ever. I don't know what we're gonna do. The chance of them having success with that mindset, very
Is
slim.
absolutely.
But if you're saying, this is my livelihood, this is how we not just want to survive, but how can we push on thread through this? You have that mindset, and that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
how can you thrive? I mean, really, the question is,
yeah,
how can how can you thrive? And that was another thing that resonated with these date nights is we, you're going to make it interesting for them
hmm,
every week, and they're going to go out. They're going to go out to dinner. They're getting people are getting tired of cooking at home. That's a fact.
yeah,
There is no doubt about that. You could only yes, people are pulling back from spending money. There's no doubt about that,
yeah,
but they're also getting tired of eating their own food. They're also getting tired of cooking. They're also getting tired of taking their, um, having their kids not be in school, and they need a mental break just like
yeah.
everyone does. And it, I think we've found a way to give them that, and give them a little date night, and give them a little separation,
Yeah.
and from that, I think it's key. It's crucial.
Have you received any photos from your fans who have done the date night thus far, or no?
We've received, another thing that we're doing is a happy hour. We're doing a
Mm,
Zoom happy hour, and we've gotten some photos back from that. Um,
wow.
we're doing so. We never had Zoom before, and so I can't believe I didn't mention this to you. But the Zoom happy hour has been a little hit and miss, but we're continuing that next this week with. We've done it for about 4 weeks, and I think the
Wow.
most, yeah, again, it's connecting with your clients, connecting with your
Wait,
guests.
that is amazing. You're doing a Zoom happy hour with any of your customers
Any of the customers,
during the
we're
happy hour.
doing, yep, we're doing a cocktail and an appetizer, and they pick up the cocktail and appetizer, and they give us their email, and we send them a Zoom invite, and and then we get on Zoom, and the bartenders are behind the bar, and they're explaining the drink, and it's been great. I mean, we've had some good feedback.
Oh my God. That is the
Yeah,
coolest thing ever. Wait, how did I know about this? This is
yeah.
fantastic. This is so cool.
Yeah, yeah. You got to, again,
Wow.
you have to get creative. You have to engage. People want to be engaged. People want to. just like you and I want, we want this to be over, and this is very, very tough for everybody, but we need an escape too. People want an outlet to think,
Yeah.
away from this.
That is the coolest thing I think I've heard yet. Wow, you got two new ideas I haven't heard of. There's the Zoom happy hour for the restaurant,
Yeah.
plus the date night. I mean, that is so cool. I mean, because I know even a lot of people have done like double dates on Zoom, right? A lot of
Yeah.
people have been doing that, or group happy hours together. But actually getting the restaurant involved, getting the bartenders involved to do some of that stuff is fantastic. That is the
Yeah.
coolest thing.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
One
worked
thing
out
I
okay.
think would be really, really cool, honestly, that since we're on this topic, I mean, hey, on the next date night, I think what we can help you guys promote, and why not, is, hey, take a picture. We love to feature you on our Instagram page, or take a picture of your date night, and we love to feature you on our Facebook page, whatever the case.
Yeah.
That kind of content, I think, would be so cool for you guys, and that's something we can incorporate in the marketing definitely for the next campaign or whatever the
Oh
case.
yeah. No, that's a great idea. I'd love that. That's definitely, and gets the guests more involved. I mean, again, I think
Yeah,
my mindset is always, um, is how do we create great experiences, and how can we connect with our guests in a different and deeper way. I mean, that's, for me,
yeah.
it's key.
Absolutely. And so I know you said, you've come up with these ideas based upon, obviously giving the most value to your customers, giving the best experience. And also, for you as a restaurant, you've been able to cut the cost from some of your third-party vendors by quite a bit. Can you walk through with us kind of like how you've gone about that conversation? What's kind of been your strategy for that?
Well, again, as a business, uh, as a small business owner, I understand, and you have to be conscious of,
Hmm.
who you're doing business with. They have to make money. That's right. That's a duh.
Of
But
course.
how can we benefit? Both of us benefit from doing good business and being committed to one another. I think when we had a conversation 6 months before I ever signed up with you guys,
Yeah,
right? And so,
absolutely.
because
Yes.
that was a huge commitment for me, and so that's with my vendors. That's the same way.
Yeah.
Um, I approach it as a business person, and so it was an easy transition as, this was happening, and hey guys, what is it? How can I help you guys? What is it that you guys need to offload? And I can my clients that works for you and works for me. I
Yeah.
think for me it was a little easier conversation because I have those conversations with my vendors quite often.
Yeah.
What's coming up next? What do you guys? What did you get a good buy on? How can I? You know, the more they buy, the better. And the more I buy, obviously we can get a better price,
Yep.
that way. So it was just clear and good communication with my vendors,
Yep.
just saying, hey, like you said, we're all in the same boat. Everyone is in the same boat. um, my protein guy, he had to let go half of his team,
Mm.
and it was, he wasn't sure if he was going to stay open or not. And and me reassuring him that, hey, I'm not closing. They're going to have to come and shut me down before I close, just so he was like, oh man, that's great to hear, because we're not hearing that from everybody. And it's like, yeah, man, I mean, I need you to be open. I can find somebody else, but if, I want to do business with you, and just know. So reassuring people was a bit of a big key as well. Hey, I'm not telling everybody we're not closing unless they close us down. We're going to figure it out some way or another. Was pretty big, at least
Hmm.
with the guy who we buy our protein from.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. So just, I think that's a huge point. I mean, a lot of restaurants we've spoken to is they don't even ask about a discount. I think
Yeah.
a lot of times in so many areas of life and business, it's just a question. Hey, is it possible? Hey, if it's not, I understand, but can we try? I
Yeah.
mean,
Or how can we get together? And maybe it's not even a discount. I don't ask for discount. I'm asking, hey, what is it? What kind of, again, with these date nights and these dinners that we're doing, they're
yeah,
telling me what they have. Hey, this is what I have. This is the price I have. I know that's a great price. I'm going to pass that on to our guests, and I'm going to push that.
yeah,
Sometimes the conversation is just, what is it that you have that that you got a good deal on, and that you can
Yeah.
pass that on to
What are they
me.
trying to get rid of? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
I think trying to get rid of is probably not the best way, because that again, it's that value thing.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
not trying to get rid of it, but they've gotten a good buy on it, and so they can then pass
Got it.
that savings to you.
Got it.
Nothing's going bad. It's not like it's half rotten or anything, right? I mean,
100%. Yes.
that
Yes.
when you say they're trying to get rid of that, that's kind of what that implies. And
Got it.
I don't want people thinking that. That's not what I'm saying, and that's not what we're doing. What we're
Absolutely.
doing is having that conversation, which is uncomfortable sometimes. Hey,
Yeah.
what is it that you have, or can you cut me a deal if I buy 100 pounds,
In
or if
bulk. Yep.
exactly. Yeah, totally.
Okay. Got it. Got it. And that's amazing. I mean, just utilizing your resources and then passing it on to your customers at the best rate you
Yep.
can for the best kind of experience you can.
Yep.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And how many Zoom happy hours have you guys done so far? Has it only been a couple or?
No, we've done about 4, and we've gotten some, about 3 or 4 to 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's as, but you have to keep trying it, and you have to,
Yes.
again, if you're engaging with only 2 of your guests, 2 of those guests have taken their time to want to be at Red Cork.
Yep.
You got to treat them like gold, and you got to give them, that's awesome to
Yeah.
me. It doesn't, for me, for it to be a success, I don't have to have 20 people on the Zoom. 2 or 3 or 4, 1 is enough for me. That means that person's going to go out and say really good things about us, and say they're trying to connect with us despite what's going on, and that's huge.
Yeah. That's amazing. No, I mean, I think overall, like again, the overall mindset you have about this whole situation has been honestly just fantastic to see overall. Again, I've heard almost every story you can imagine, but the unique approach you've taken is the first time I've heard this. And I can imagine
Yeah.
so many people listening to this are probably thinking the same thing. Oh, I wonder if I can do that. Damn, I got to get on my game,
Yeah.
That is so cool. So you got the date night, you got that changing every single week. You got you said it's the kind of the rainforest theme coming this week. Have you thought about next
Yep.
week quite yet? The following week?
Not quite yet. But I mean, that'll definitely be a conversation we have here in the next couple of days on what we're doing next week.
Cool.
And then, I'll jump on the phone with our vendors. What do you guys have to offer? What can we do? How can we help you? And how can you help us? And then that'll determine what we do next week.
Got it. Okay. I love it, man. Well, this has been really, really fantastic. I really, really appreciate your feedback. It's been awesome having you guys as a client. I know we're just in I think our second campaign now, so looking forward to how that comes. But right after this phone call, I'm gonna get on the phone call with your project manager and let them know, hey, let's put something into the campaigns that are gonna encourage guests to take pictures for you. I think that
absolutely.
I mean, getting user generated content for something like this, especially during this time, would be so cool. And then the Zoom calls you guys are doing, I'd recommend if you guys can record some of them, right? That'd be really cool as well. Why not? If they're open to it, that is so cool. That's a great idea. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I think especially at this time, people are used to going. They miss going out. They miss socializing with other people.
Absolutely.
And they're tired of cooking their own food. So you guys are pretty much solving all those problems for everyone in your space, everyone in your local community. And the cool thing about what you're doing is you're providing that experience during this time. And guess what? They're going to remember. So after COVID-19, guess where they're going? It's going to be Red Cork Bistro, right? Of course.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I mean, I'm thinking about when we reopen, how is that going to look, and taking care of now, but definitely these experiences I firmly 100 believe that they're going to come back because of these experiences.
Yeah. No, and you've done a fantastic job of doing it. Well, Adrian, it's been such a pleasure. I guess, really appreciate you for your time today. Thank you so much for sharing your awesome ideas. I can't wait to share them with our community. And we'll stay tuned for your next campaign.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Adrian. Alrighty. See ya.
Yep.